Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because if you thought Days of Our Lives had already thrown every shocking twist imaginable at us this year, Thursday's episode just proved that Salem still has plenty of diabolical cards left to play. The disappearance of Vivian Alamane and her ever-loyal shadow Ivan isn't just another missing persons mystery. It's a full-blown, blood-soaked vendetta that points straight to the black heart of EJ, DiMera. And after what we witnessed in that heart-stopping final scene, I'm not the least bit surprised. EJ has wanted Vivian 6 feet under for years, and now it looks like he finally decided to stop wishing and start digging. Let's rewind just enough to feel the chill. Vivian and Ivan have been radio silent since last week. 1 minute they were scheming their way through the DiMera mansion, like they owned the place, which technically, Vivian still believes she does, and the next poof. No ransom notes, no cryptic phone calls, no body to even mourn over. Just an empty chair at the breakfast table and a whole lot of nervous glances from the rest of the family. Fans have been buzzing in every corner of the internet, throwing out theories faster than Victor Kiriakis used to throw out ex-wives. But Thursday's episode didn't just answer questions, it dropped a tombstone right in our laps. Everything, and I mean everything, circles back to EJ. From the moment he slithered into that boardroom meeting with his signature smug smirk, the air felt heavier. You could almost hear the ghosts of past DiMera betrayals whispering in the background. EJ has never made a secret of his contempt for Vivian. She's the woman who tried to bury the entire DiMera clan alive, not that long ago, literally. Remember that twisted little stunt she pulled with the caskets and the dirt? She was ready to turn the family crypt into a group burial plot just to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. EJ watched his own mother get lowered into the ground once before. He wasn't about to let Vivian finish the job on the rest of them. So when she and Ivan vanished, the rest of us were left wondering who had the motive, the money, and the cold-blooded nerve to make it happen. Spoiler alert, EJ checked every box. The hints he dropped to Gwen were already ice cold. You remember that tense little conversation they had in the park? Right, EJ leaned in, closed his voice, low and venomous, practically purring that Vivian's extended vacation might turn out to be more permanent than anyone realized. Gwen's eyes widened just like ours did because we all know what permanent means in Salem speak. It's the same word EJ uses right before someone ends up floating in the river or waking up in a padded room at Bayview. But those words were just the appetizer. The main course came in the final 60 seconds of Thursday's episode, and it was the kind of gut punch that leaves you staring at a black screen, wondering if you actually saw what you think you saw. There it was. A freshly turned mound of earth in the woods just beyond the DiMera estate. A simple wooden cross driven into the dirt, and carved into that cross in stark, unforgiving letters, Vivian Alamane. No dates, no flowery eulogy, just her name like EJ wanted the world to know exactly who was rotting down there. The camera lingered on that grave long enough for every viewer to feel the weight of it. You could practically hear the dirt still settling. And then the voiceover. That chilling whisper we've come to associate with EJ's most ruthless moments. Rest in peace, Mother. You earned it. My blood ran cold. Because if there's one thing we know about Vivian Alamane, it's that she has a signature move and it's burying her enemies alive. She's done it before. She tried to do it to Stefan, to Chad, to the whole damn family. The woman doesn't just kill. She makes sure her victims feel every suffocating second of it. The thought that EJ, her own son, the one she once tried to mold into her perfect little monster might, have turned her own weapon against her is almost too poetic. Too cruel even for Days of Our Lives. Did he drug her? Did Ivan try to fight back and get taken out first? Or did EJ hire one of those shadowy mercenaries he keeps on retainer to do the dirty work while he sipped champagne in the study? We don't. I have the full tape yet. But the image of Vivian clawing at the lid of a coffin, screaming EJ's name as the dirt rained down, is now burned into my brain forever. And poor Ivan, faithful, bumbling ride-or-die Ivan. He's been at Vivian's side through prison breaks, corporate takeovers, and enough revenge plots to fill a dozen soap operas. He's the man who would gladly take a bullet for her, who once helped her fake her own death just so she could watch everyone celebrate. If EJ really went through with this, Ivan almost certainly suffered the same fate. 2 bodies in one grave, or maybe EJ was feeling extra dramatic and gave Ivan his own shallow plot right beside hers. Either way, the loyal servant who knew too many of Vivian's secrets is probably sharing her final airless resting place. Let's be honest with ourselves, EJ DiMera has been teetering on the edge of full-blown villainy for months. The man who once tried to redeem himself for Sammy's sake has slowly morphed back into the calculating, heartless heir apparent we all love to hate. He's framed people, blackmailed them, even threatened his own siblings. But this feels like the moment he crossed the line he can never uncross. Because Vivian isn't just any enemy, she's blood. She's the woman who gave birth to him, who taught him how to scheme before he could walk. Killing her isn't just murder in Salem, it's patricide with a side of matricide, and the fallout is going to be biblical. Think about what this means for the rest of the canvas. Stefan is already spiraling over the loss of his mother. How is he going to react when he finds out his own brother might be the one who put her there? Chad's got enough trauma from Abigail's death. Another grave on the DiMera property is going to send him right back to the bottle. And what about Nicole? She's been trying to pull EJ back from the darkness, but even she can't ignore a literal tombstone with his mother's name on it. The writers are setting up a domino effect that could topple half the families in town. Marlena will be counseling everyone within a 10-mile radius. Rafe and Jada will be digging literally and figuratively, trying to piece together forensic evidence, while EJ smirks from the sidelines, daring them to prove anything. But here's the delicious, terrifying question we're all dying to know. Is Vivian really dead? Or is this just another layer of her own twisted game? We've seen her to die before. We've watched her claw her way out of caskets, out of hospitals, out of prison. The woman has more lives than a cat on its 9th reincarnation. What if she's down there right now? Oxygen mask hidden in the lining of the coffin, plotting her comeback while EJ toasts his victory. What if Ivan is waiting in the wings with a shovel and a getaway car, days of R? Lives has taught us never to count anyone out until we see the body, and even then we should probably check the pulse twice. Or maybe, just maybe, EJ finally won. Maybe the ruthless prince of the DiMera Empire has done what no one else could, silenced Vivian Alamein for good. The thought is almost too shocking to entertain. Because if EJ can bury his own mother alive and sleep like a baby afterward, what's stopping him from doing the same to anyone who crosses him? Gwen, Stefan, hell, even Johnny, the power vacuum at the top of DiMera Enterprises, about to turn into a bloodbath. And we're all here for every screaming, backstabbing second of it. So tell me, fellow Days fans, what do you think really happened in those woods? Did EJ hire a hitman? Or did he get his own hands dirty for once? Will Vivian claw her way back from the grave like the phoenix she's always been? Or has her son finally written the final chapter of her story? And, most importantly, how long before the rest of Salem realizes there's a fresh grave on the property and starts asking questions that could bring the entire DiMera Empire crashing down? Thursday's episode ended with that haunting shot of the grave and EJ's silhouette walking away into the night, but we all know the real horror is just beginning. The writers have been building to this moment for months, and now that the dirt has been turned, the only question left is how many more bodies are going to join Vivian and Ivan before this nightmare is over. Grab your tissues, your remote, and maybe a stiff drink, because the next few weeks on Days of Our Lives are going to be a masterclass in revenge, regret, and resurrection. Vivian Alamein may be in the ground, but in Salem, the dead have a nasty habit of refusing to stay buried. And if EJ thinks he's finally won, he's about to learn the hardest lesson his mother ever taught him. The Alameins always come back swinging. Stay tuned, darlings. The grave is only the beginning.